Sony Computer Entertainment America presents a Universal Interactive Studios production. A game created and developed by Naughty Dog. It's Crash Bandicoot. Greetings, one and all. I am Kerrik52, and for my first Let's Play on the PlayStation, I thought it'd be fitting to pick nothing other than Crash Bandicoot. It may not be the first PlayStation game, but it's pretty much the first one I think of when the console comes to mind. More on that later though. Let's enjoy the intro.
But Dr. Cortex, we have not determined the cause of past failures.
Moron! This Bandicoot will be my general, and he will lead my Cortex commandos to world domination. This time I shall reign triumphant. We are closer than ever before. Quickly, into the vortex!
But Dr. Cortex, the vortex is not ready. We have no idea what it could do.
Failure again. Capture him!
Uh-oh.
Prepare the female bandit.
And that's our story. Very abruptly cut, but they did have that really fun animated intro that you can find online that was supposed to go there instead, so that makes sense. Now then, let me just start a new game here so we don't get besieged by the attract mode. As I said, this is very much an iconic PlayStation game, as you no doubt are aware of. But while I do have my copy here, I'm not sure I actually played it. Let me explain. So, if I recall correctly, this copy of the game that I have actually belonged to a friend of my dad's, who also had, I believe, Croc and Heart of Darkness. So I got to play at least those two games at his house once or twice, which is why I have nostalgic memories for those games, despite never owning them, and only ever playing the demo of Heart of Darkness. Somewhere along the line, my dad got this copy from him alongside, I think, Colin McRae Racer 1? This is very vague. And I don't know when that happened, but I do have memories of playing this game when we got our PlayStation 3 in 2007. But I don't know if that was the digital release, or if that was this actual disc here. But I did play the game a bunch on the PSP. At least, what would it have been, 2 years later? So I have some manner of affinity for the game, but it's not as strong as Crash 2, which I actually played when it was new. So I thought, hey, we can build up to Crash 2 by covering the first game. Speaking of this here first game, since there isn't really much in the way of story or anything, I thought I'd just pull up the manual here and read it out to you. You can read along too, I'll put it up on the screen. There's a little bit of fun stuff to be had here. Introduction! Welcome to the lands down under. Let's see, we're in a couple of three of islands off the coast of Australia somewhere. It's safe to say you may not know much of the local real estate around here, so we'll bring you up to speed. For starters, there's this creep named Dr. Neocortex who owns 3 of the nicest little islands just southeast of Australia. He's up to some strange experiments with the local marsupials, and other critters, and it doesn't look good. He even have the nerve to mess with a bandicoot. Dr. Cortex up and altered the genes of Crash, and now we have a perfectly good hero waiting for an opportunity to shine. We'll tell you about that on page 4. Oh boy, page 4. Heroes are made, not just born. Where were we? Oh yes, a hero for our time. Now, Crash Bandicoot, although he was made, sort of, by the demented Dr. Cortex, he was dismissed as unworthy to be in the Doctor's growing army of animal-based soldiers. I think this is something they use for a gag in like Crash 4 or Twin Sanity, like Cortex thinking himself to be Crash's dad. It's not really very important anyway. It seems that Cortex had grander plans than Crash could fulfill, so he up and boots Crash off his main island and goes back to his schemes of world conquest. Is that really what happened? It looked like he just ran out the window on accident. That was a very big mistake. It turns out that before Crash was ejected from the island fortress, he made an attachment to another one of Cortex' experiments, a wonderful she-bandicoot named Tana. Crash is rather upset about being distanced from his new love, and he's going to prove just how wrong Dr. Cortex was in making a Bandicoot, new and improved at that, as an enemy for life. Stick around for the fireworks, the fun is just starting. Indeed they are! And we also have some character bios, of course. I'll skip the walkthrough for the first 2 levels here. I think I'll be fine. Cast of characters. Crash Bandicoot. What can we say about this heroic, seriously agile, recently evolved marsupial that we haven't said all through this manual? Not much? Okay. Well, you might like to know that he really does enjoy a good tussle every now and then, and since this whole thing is for his girlfriend Tana, so much the better. Dr. Neocortex. His early years truly molded this wretched creature into the mad scientist he is today. Often ridiculed by the scientific community for his outlandish yet nearly workable theories, Dr. Cortex is motivated by one driving force: to shut those know-it-alls up once and for all. Now if he can do this by creating a mutated army of once animals, now armored beasts, then that will just make his day. It will also make him supreme ruler of the planet. That sounds like something we should put a stop to. So let's begin with level 1. Even in the platforming space, Crash is a bit special. Since it's obviously a 3D game, you can see that. Here's our little guy. But it's also very, very restrictive. And by that I mean, well, if you compare it to its direct competitor, Super Mario 64, you'll notice that the game is very, very on rails. And they did that just so that they could achieve this very high density of detail for a console that really isn't very capable, all things considered. Hey, what's this?
What have I got?
It's a Witch Doctor mask. I think we have a profile on this here. Witch Doctor. Legend has it the spirit of an ancient witch doctor named Aku Aku looks over the islands as a benevolent protector. Sensing Crash's mission to thwart Dr. Cortex's plans, Aku Aku has scattered masks throughout the island to help Crash succeed. With luck, the old witch doctor's faith in the Bandicoot won't be misplaced. And he acts as our hit point system. Now, the closest comparison point for this would be Donkey Kong Country. But there is still a lot of, a lot of particulars unique to it, like being able to do that, for example. These are Wumpa fruits, they give us extra lives.
What have I got?
And now we have a golden mask, so that's 2 hit points. There are a couple of Crash Bandicoot clones out there. Probably want to cover at least one of them down the line. But it's still such a unique and weird series.
What have I got?
The way levels are designed, the way you shift from 2D to 3D, it's all very of the time. Also, screw that box. Real mean placement. And I haven't really done a proper examination of, the platformer mechanics of this series. I just, played them as a kid and had fun. And that's kind of why we're here, because I want to examine just how good it actually is. Because it is a playable cartoon, and that's neat. Much more so than the 2D Bubsies are, for example. Now then, a moment of silence, please. Scary every single time. Can't just make the first level easy now, can you? And since I've cleared the level without dying... Hell yeah, 1% complete. And now I get to save. What do I have on here? Armored Core, Resident Evil Director's Cut, Armored Core Project Phantasma, Soul of the Samurai. Hey Mint. Dragon Valor, that game's cool. D, you are not allowed to be that smug. That game isn't very good. Oh yeah, I did play Castlevania Chronicles. And here's my practice save, so let's just save over that quickly. This is also from the time when people having memory cards wasn't really, you know, expected, so the game has a nice password system for you. I've read so many stories about people keeping their consoles on without having a memory card, and it makes me so glad that we actually bought memory cards, both for the PS1 and the PS2. It's a very weird thing to look back on, but it's also just fun.
What have we got?
Hey. TNT be gone. If you're good enough to maintain your masks throughout levels, you get to carry on some very heavy momentum. Oh hey, it's Donna. Also, doesn't it sound like he says, find the crystal? I come from Crash 2, where you go around finding crystals, so that made sense to me then. But there are no crystals in this game, so what is he actually saying? And here, you can see, there's a green thing. That is a colored gem platform, which means I can't actually complete this level yet. But I can grab myself a bonus round if I find the last token. Oh, that's so good. This is mean, though. Years of practice. Trust me. Anything fun in this? I know in one of the games, I forget which one, there is TNT placed like that. And... bonus round! This is the normal way of saving the game. Don't care. Don't care. Hey, a single extra life. And here is Tawna for some reason. I guess just to remind you that she exists. I'm not sure about the canonicity of bonus rounds. The name implies they aren't. Anyway. Tawna. Love of Crash's life, this unfortunate she-bandicoot is next on the list for experimentation by the nasty doctors. What's a bandicootess to do other than pout convincingly to let her hero know he'd better hurry if he wants somebody to come home to? We can keep dreaming. Spoilers, she kinda gets ejected from the franchise before long. The 90s were a ride for everyone involved. We do actually have a kind of an autosave system going on, which is neat. I remember, I think Spyro was the first game I saw that did that, where it just writes over your currently selected file for you. Yay! Dang. So fun fact, apparently in the Japanese version, there's only one box that hits you, and they apparently did that to make it so that children wouldn't get scared or discouraged, which is really funny to me. The Japanese version is weird. Both for this and I think Spiral 1, they made some odd changes. So, here's our last level for the episode, the Great Gate. Almost every level comes in pairs, more or less, giving you the easy version of the gimmicks and then the more difficult version of the gimmicks. Also, I swear I've heard that sample in like 8 different cartoons.
What have I got?
Hell yeah. Also, compared to the rest of the franchise, this game has a much different vibe since it's a lot more tropical, as you would expect. But for the other ones, to maintain variety, they of course dig into a lot more environmental variety, and that comes with different music and a different vibe. A lot of it is very sci-fi, actually. And this game goes that route too, but not just yet.
What have I got?
Nice and simple. So you can get a decent amount of flow in this game, but with how heavy Crash is in Crash 1 in particular, it's more of a start, stop, and perceive the environments kind of game. Which also makes it a little bit unique. Usually for platformers of this ilk, you know, speed is the name of the game. I mean, this is Sonic's ass game and all. And to that point, it is kind of a weird mix of like Donkey Kong Country, Sonic, and Mario. Because we have the environmentalist stuff from Sonic kind of here, in that, you know, we fight the evil scientist. But we also have to rescue the girl at the end, that's kind of Mario. But then just the overall vibe is kind of Donkey Kong Country. Makes sense though. If you're making a game, Sonic, Donkey Kong Country, and Mario. That's how you get a platformer done in the middle of the 90s. But again, for as popular as this got, really not a lot of clones going around. Yeah, we can just update the save game. The saving system is actually a bit weird in so much as I've saved on this level, which actually marks it as complete. So if I reset the game now and load the save, I can just skip the remainder of the level. Which I actually should do, because I can't get all of the boxes here for the gem, anyway. But it's the first episode, so I think we can survive the extra 8 seconds. And that's it. I think doing 3 levels of video keeps the episodes nice and digestible. So next time, we'll dance with the boulders. Until then, farewell.